Okay, we're going to do a little walk around here just to review what's on this machine, the sander. And the doors are all opened up and we've got it hooked up and running here. Belt tensioners, both front. This is the platen, and bring this out of the way. There's a little tool here. Platen's all covered. Should be in good shape. And the up and down is a little lever just with a little friction washer here. If I can steady this camera. Pointing straight up is up, pointing down lowers it all the way. Again, there's down and up. The rollers have been, the height's been set. The electric eyes work for tracking. The other side. This door does have an interlock switch. I'm on the left side, changing belt side. It won't start up with this door open, so I'll close that. The front panels it will, but they're put in with quarter 20 bolts here, front and back, so that wouldn't be able to be opened without a tool. The other thing to note, this little fork, you know, this roller's got to be in the middle of this fork to get the safety circuit going. We're going to come around when it's running. Only when it's running, the feed max running, you can adjust the speed. It doesn't take a lot of turns to make a pretty big adjustment in the speeds. This one had the front drum turned, I know. I believe the belts on the front drum are new. That's all adjusted right. And these knobs up here are for the tracking. So it's tracking pretty good with these two particular belts. This one's for the front. The other knob sticking out of the front of the machine is for the front roller, I should say. This one's for the back roller, the second roller. And while we're back here, there is a set of controls here separate just for the second head. One's a reset, which needs to be set first. I'll say that again up front. So you always set the second head first, and then the first head. And from back in this position here, once we have air, the other door's shut, we can start the back head here. I think the logic is so you can bump it to look through the hole up here for tracking, and then you're standing back here by the tracking behind the machine. Main power we've got coming in through the top here. Here's your L1, 2, and 3. If you have a high leg that we do here, we put that on L3, so where the red wire is on the right. Schematics are in the door. This panel gets held shut with bolts when we're running the machine. The main manual's included, and these are the controls. I'll go over here. So to get it started, which I'm going to just run it with all these doors open, we would turn on we have power onto the machine, of course. We have an air line down in the bottom. By the way, this has a tracking for the feed mat, and it works off a little paddle under here, and does a good job of tracking the feed belt. So turn the control voltage on. Master start, which won't start. I just bumped the e-stop right here. It has to be reset. And then, like I said, the thing that's a little bit unusual, you got to remember, is you got to hit the second reset brake first. So if I hit the first, nothing happens. If you listen, when I hit the second one, it resets, and then I hit the first one. So again, let me do that again. Controls on, master start, the second head reset brake switch gets pushed. That can be done here or on the back side. Then the first head reset, and then after that we can hit the feed mat, start and stop, and the first and second heads will start. And while that feed mat's running, I'll just show you. When it's running, you can turn it down slower. Okay, again, we're going to turn on our power and controls, master start, reset the second head, then reset the first head. We're going to start the first head here. And then the second. That's the brake working. The other setup complete green light here is the thickness device. It's really just a switch. So if you've got a panel, glued up panel or whatever that's hanging off the left side on top of this little pad, when it reaches the top, there's a button. When they get to that height on a setup, I have to have a control voltage here. And when the panel comes up, is lifted on this button to here, it's going to light that green button over there. Basically tells you what the thickness is. You can set it here to whatever you like, but normally it's set so it's just going to start to sand. That light will tell you you're at the right height if you're not sure of the thickness of the panel. One thing I didn't talk about, and again, this door does have an interlock, so it has to be shut to get the machine to run. So you kind of have to set the platen. The other thing, it's manual lift. We've set this pretty close to, it's close. Depends on how you run the pad for the final thickness. So right now we've got it set at 3 inches and plus 21 thousandths on there. And real simple to change. Obviously just a DRO with a little set screw in there, turn it to whatever the thickness is.